everybody. It's another exciting edition of the Sports Hole. I'm your host, Luke. With me, as always, XFL Jim, Rock and Roll Matty Goldberg. And what, am I sounding normal this week, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
I'm no longer the witness protection program here. I was shocked.
What did you think when you listened back to that?
What's that?
What'd you think when you listened back to that?
Well, okay, Maddie said the scream voice, the scream voice is it's kind of its own different voice, I feel. There was a show called Delocated with this guy, John Glazer, very funny dude. And he plays basically a guy in the witness protection program, but he's like on a reality show where they follow him around. And they still they do his voice, and it sounded exactly like that, you know.
It does. It does sound like when they're doing those like Vice TV gangland interviews.
Yeah, right.
Like somebody.
Yeah, their faces blurred out, and then their voice sounds like that. Like,
Former hitman.
It's all scrambled. That was pretty funny. I'm shocked that you guys were able to make it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Through that much of
that's why we were cracking up.
Yeah, I didn't know I thought you were like doing it on purpose.
I wish I was that clever. That was ended up being kind of funny. You know what's not funny?
No.
Caleb Williams' performance.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I had such high hopes at the start of the game.
Yeah.
I think everybody did. It looked like a blowout.
I was watching the Manning cast for it, and seeing Peyton's face on like a couple of those throws was amazing.
Yeah. Maddie's particularly not happy about this.
Sorry, 1 second.
Maddie's got a new chair, and he thinks he can just do whatever he wants.
I just had to turn the fan down so I can hear you guys better.
So he's on your shit list, Maddie.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. I told people that the quarterback that gives them the best chance to win is Tyson Bagent. And I know that's crazy. I know people are going to think I'm crazy. But now that I'm like analyzing quarterbacks, you realize like what makes a great college quarterback and what makes a great NFL quarterback. And Caleb might be just one of those guys that's an incredible college quarterback, but just the weird nuances of what you need to do in the NFL, he might not fit there. And like, he's just a little off. And I feel like I was watching a lot of stuff about Drake May this week because like New England's already, the media is like killing him. They're ready to give up on him, which is insane. And they were saying about Drake May, they're like, so he ran a lot last year and he got a lot of concussions. And he didn't run at all yesterday. And they're like, well, the coaches are making sure he doesn't run so he doesn't get hurt. But if it's part of your game, it's so hard to play where you're trying to please your coach, if that makes sense. And I felt like Caleb was like trying to do things to please his coach in the sense of getting the ball out, not playing hero ball. And that kind of throws you off as a player. And now I'm like, is it smart to let these guys just be themselves? Or, you know, what makes him the best at what they do? And then if a coach, I don't know that the coach believes in him. I don't think he does. And I'll go to like that idiot McDaniel, your Miami coach. I mean, he basically put his job with Tua. He basically bet that like I go as far as Tua goes, and he's about to be fired because
I guess he could have demanded another quarterback.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, do you want to go down like does Ben Johnson, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Does he want to go down with Caleb? Like, is his job to save Caleb or to be the best for the Bears? And I think a lot of these coaches have to know, like, your job is as good as your quarterback. And if you don't believe in your quarterback, you're not going to have a job.
Well, I would, yeah. Sorry, Maddie. But I mean, I would have to imagine that, you know, Ben Johnson held out on doing, you know, going and becoming a head coach for a season when he could have had his pick of the litter. And I would have to imagine that he watched a lot of Caleb Williams tape, and he played against him a couple times a year.
Yeah.
And he kind of had to know what he was getting into. Granted, that was like just his first season.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know. I like this is yeah, that's not a good start. I'm now almost leaning like Caleb Williams' best bet is to his ceiling now. It looks like Justin Fields or something. You know,
Yeah,
like
and he can run, he can make
yeah,
crazy plays, but can he win consistently? And this is about managing the game. It's about winning. And Minnesota has a better roster. They have probably better skill players, better defense. But you saw like what JJ did at the end, and I was really high on JJ. I'm high on the Vikings. I told you the Vikings were my sleeper Super Bowl team. I know it's one game, but they really feel they got the guy, and you saw how they rallied around him. And the Bears is just like, guys are going to get frustrated. Like DJ Moore likes to score touchdowns. He's wide open at the end of the game. You flat out missed him. You can't do that in the NFL. Like, you just can't. And I just don't know. Like, I don't know. It could be a swing and a miss as the number one pick.
all right, are you ready to call him a bust?
No, not yet. But I somehow really believe that I think secretly Ben Johnson kind of knows like our best quarterback that gives us the best chance to win. Not the best guy in drills, not the fastest guy, but the guy that's going to get the ball out fast, that's going to make the right reads, is Tyson Badgett. And I know that sounds crazy because he played at a college nobody heard of. He's wasn't even drafted, and you got like a number one pick that everybody was like, suck for Caleb Williams. It's crazy to think that, but sometimes it happens like that.
But if Caleb Williams isn't the guy, do you want the guy that gives you the best chance of winning, or do you want to draft a quarterback?
Well, that's the hard part. Like, how many years can you get it wrong? Like, I look at the Jets, so they got Darnold. They drafted Zach Wilson. It's like the Patriots thought like, oh, we'll just suck and we'll get a guy like Tom Brady. It doesn't work that way. Like one quarterback out of every 10 really makes a dent. Like when they all get drafted in the first round, they're like these shiny toys. We're excited about all these guys, but only a couple of them really make it. And some of them don't make it at all. And I don't know how much Caleb's skills translate to the NFL.
I just feel like the biggest thing he needs to work on is timing.
Yeah. And that's a huge part of the game. A huge part of the NFL is timing.
Because a lot of these throws, like, if he would have just been like a second earlier, they would have been on time. But now he's overthrowing guys or like missing guys completely. It's like with him, it's almost entirely timing based.
Yes.
Because in college, like you were saying, like we've been saying, in college you could just make shit happen. He had all the time in the world. The NFL, you got to be like, come on, get rid of it.
And you can scramble and make crazy plays. The NFL, like at the beginning of the game, he was doing that. But as the game went on, as he was tiring out, you saw that like his scrambles, they were getting to him. And it's like it's making that read before the snap. It's like that pre-snap matchup that you see, that you know where to go before the snap. And I don't know if Caleb Williams like really has mastered that just yet. And you can do all the cool things in drills. I mean, I think Drake May has the same problem right now. But the NFL is fast, and it will get to you, and the media will come after you if you're not first round pick, free agent, whatever. They're coming after you, man. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's going to happen with him.
Yeah, I'm not high on him at all right now. Yeah. I think quarterback positions is insanely cerebral. Mm-hmm. And that's what people see these guys running around, scrambling, running for 45 yards. The thing is, Patrick Mahomes is the only one that can do that and still read a defense, apparently. So
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar, but like it's just ultimately it is cerebral. You have to read a defense. Otherwise, you could put any running back there and do the same shit. So I think Mahomes and Lamar kind of wrecked this position because now everybody Like they're looking at traits that really shouldn't be the number one trait for a quarterback.
Yeah.
And I was fooled too. I mean, I thought Caleb Williams was a sure bet coming out, but I guess my views on what a quarterback needs to be have shifted a lot. And what scares me too is like he's like no, one of the things is like nobody taught me how to watch film. Like, how do they have to tell you to press play on something? Like,
Yeah.
you've played football a lot at high levels at a major university. You've seen these things. It's just things are going faster and slightly more complex now, maybe.
Well, that's not surprised because Lincoln Riley is a quarterback whisperer, so I'm sure, like, you tell me Lincoln Riley wasn't in the film room with you?
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like, the statements like that are, to me, like deflecting you're deflecting the accountability there. Whereas, like, JJ McCarthy he's not going to wow you a lot,
No.
But he will fuck up, but he doesn't care. He'll own it and he'll move on. And that's what happens.
Well, he has a certain moxie that can't be taught. And just seeing his facial expressions, he just seems like he wants to win and that winning is the most important thing. I'm not saying it's not for Caleb. I'm just thinking that Caleb looks like he's trying not to fuck up for the coach. So he's like, okay, I'm going to do it your way. But when you do it the coach's way, sometimes it can take away what like what you think. It's really hard to explain. It's like you can't win.
I understand what you're saying. And it's because now you're not doing your game. And he's trying to make something out of you you might not be. But then maybe if you're not that, what are you if your way is not producing either? So he's probably getting in his head, which is the worst thing. So
I mean, as the game went on, I felt like he got worse and worse, like he was regressing as the game went on. Where JJ, by the fourth quarter, you see a guy make a terrible pick six in his first game and then come back like that. It's showing me something because most guys die after a pick six like that. They just die. They just will.
Yeah.
And so he didn't. And that was pretty cool. 1 second.
Absolutely. Jim, any final thoughts on Caleb Williams?
On what?
I'm trying to withhold like full judgment. I'm like
judge.
Last year I didn't know. This year I'm on the side of I'm inching closer to bust. I'm not fully there yet, but I'm getting closer every week.
Yeah, I say bust. I think he could end up. I feel like he is just. We'll see, but I feel like he's in his head a lot now too.
I feel like worst case scenario for the Bears is like he's not a bust, but he's also not like a gamer. He's just kind of like you don't know still.
No.
Because that would be worst case scenario for me as a fan. Is like you just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, the pressure does mount because when people start like, oh, is he a bust? I mean, he must be hearing it all over the place, and now you got that in your head. And now you got like, does the coach believe in you? Does the coach want you? Like, Luke, you got to be right. I mean, Ben Johnson could have picked his job, so he wanted to go to Chicago. So they were probably like, look, we made this giant investment. We want you to get Caleb Williams right. So he knew that, but I don't know. When game time comes, you can practice, you can look good in preseason. But when the Vikings start, dialing up different blitzes in the second half and they make it harder and you're behind and you got to hit a guy, and he's wide open, you miss him and everybody in America sees it, like people start to doubt, especially when you're the number one guy and you were, there's been about in the last 25 years, I would say there's 4 or 5 guys that we go suck for the draft. So like Andrew Luck, suck for luck, Trevor Lawrence, Cam Newton, a couple other guys. But Caleb Williams is one of those guys that like whoever gets that pick, like you can turn this around in a year and they don't seem any better than they were. And a lot of it, if I go, well, what's the problem? I'm like, well, the quarterback position is kind of weak on the Bears right now.
I think he's regressed since his sophomore year at USC too. Like
yeah, he really has, and you don't know if it's like distraction of life, of celebrity. You just don't really know. But like, I mean, it's weird when a guy says he doesn't know how to watch film, or he's learning how to watch film or whatever. But that is like the big part of the NFL. The biggest part of the NFL as a quarterback is processing information really fast. It's why Joe Flacco is still playing at like 100 years old. He can still process information, you know?
Yeah. That's why Drew Brees was playing with a bum shoulder.
Yeah. So I'm, like him and May. I mean, God, New England is so down on May. It's insane.
Wasn't that your big titty lock of the week?
That was my loser big titty lock. I'm 0-1. I will take that.
What's the no culture?
My no culture lock. The spread hit, but I think I bet them outright. So
yeah.
Which game were you in?
I had the Cowboys straight up.
Oh right, okay, that one. That one was surprising too. So, Maddie, how are you feeling about the Patriots?
I think right now they're in a lot of trouble. I mean, that was a bad first game. And then it's like, again, it's like how much does Vrabel comes in there? How much does he believe in May? Like
that punt by Vrabel was disgusting.
Yes. But that's the problem. He has no belief in May. And it's like, okay, we sucked and they tanked to get a top quarterback pick and to get their guy and to assume that like, oh, magically you get a quarterback and you suck bad enough. Look at the Jets. Like the Jets are probably going to – I hope Justin Fields does well there, but, Darnold to Zach Wilson to the next guy to the next guy. I mean, some teams are still drafting quarterbacks. Every few years they're going to draft the Browns. I mean, they can't find a friend. They had one with Baker. They weren't patient enough, and that's the other thing. You got to be patient. And the crazy thing is, like, back maybe 20 years ago, the NFL, they would give these, like, number one draft picks, like, 4 or 5 years. Now, it's, like, 2 years.
Well, it's because I feel like you kind of need a team, like, a quarterback on a rookie contract in order to get all the studs around him to have a Super Bowl sort of. Unless your guy is, like, one of the very few, like, super guys. Did you see all the teams that pay these quarterbacks that aren't fully like worth, obviously, like because every new quarterback is going to be the highest paid player in the NFL, and a lot of these guys aren't worth that money.
Well, that's the problem. And I was like, when the Dolphins paid Tua, I was like, me and you, Jim, we argued about this, and I said it was insane. And you were like, well, who else are they going to get? They got to pay a quarterback. He's the market. It's like, why pay a guy that much to ruin your franchise?
Yeah, I mean, you could argue, you could say it with the Dolphins, the Cowboys. You could argue like what the Falcons paid Kirk.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy to think what they're paying these guys, and it's like only a couple guys deserve to get paid. But like Tua, they're like, well, that's what the market for quarterbacks is, and he's better, he's above average, so we might as well do that. But I'm like, if it doesn't work, he's going to kill your franchise for 5 years. And you see what's going on there.
To be fair.
What's that, Jim?
It's hard to kill the Dolphins. They're basically dead. Like, they're just living dead.
True.
Are you, like, I mean, it feels like a total charade at this point. Like,
they're done.
Nobody wants to be that. McDaniel doesn't even care. Like, he doesn't even look like he wants to fight for that job. He just wants to.
You know what? They're done.
The problem with him is he bet on Tua, and he went down with Tua like he was
I think the organization was fully on Tua, though. I think the organization wanted him to like bet. Like, I don't know if that was fully.
I get it, but that's foolish. And if you're a head coach,
I think the management at the Dolphins are stupid.
But if you're a head coach and you only get 1 or 2 opportunities to possibly be a head coach, you might only get one in your life. Are you going to be like, hey, there's a quarterback that I'm not really certain of. I'm going to put my job with his. Like, are you going to bet on your job with Tua? Or are you going to go, I'm not going to do that because I know he's not that good. And McDaniel bet on Tua with his job, and now he's not going to make it to week 4.
Well, how bad does
Nah,
it
he'll be a good
look
OC
when
somewhere though.
What's that?
Like
Be
how
good.
bad? Sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Jim, sorry. Repeat.
I was just saying he'll be a good OC somewhere.
Yeah, but it's funny because now since he left, San Francisco went to the Super Bowl with a different quarterback and everything. You know, like it just looks like Shanahan was the brains, even though this guy's Ivy League and
Well,
whatnot.
he had some great like using Debo Samuel as a running back, I think came from him. And I think he had
The
some
way he
cool
uses
innovations.
motion, I think, is really cool.
And so he's a good OC, but he made so many mistakes. I watched Miami Dolphins Hard Knocks in season, and it told me a lot about him. He's just like a rah-rah guy. He has no accountability. There's no discipline. He's basically, if you watch the Cowboys documentary, he's Barry Switzer with an average roster. And Barry Switzer can only carry the Cowboys a couple of years, and that's because they had to be on a Super Bowl roster. So you got to be a hard ass. You can't be these guys' friends. You got to have accountability. And McDaniel is like, I'm going to just treat these guys like just with as like a country club, and it doesn't work because guys get lazy. They take advantage of the situation. They don't care. They don't show up on time. And when you have that type of culture, it's over. And like I was like watching the first quarter of the Colts Dolphins, I'm like, I've never seen a team quit in the first game of the season on their coach.
Absolutely insane. They quit before the first game of the season.
They quit before the first game. And that's because there's no accountability. Nobody's like, he's never fined anybody. He's never suspended anybody. Everybody is like right. And like, look, Tom Coughlin used to piss the Giants off. You showed up. He had a thing where you had to show up 5 minutes before your meeting or you were suspended and fined. So you couldn't even show up on time.
Right.
And he was doing that to Strahan, and they wanted to kill him. They got 2 rings.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. I think that kind of shit is hard to get away with in this era for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Look,
you can't be like Jimmy Johnson and have a video of throwing a guy off a field because he has asthma and say, asthma my ass. And get the fuck off my field, asthma.
That hurts.
You can't do that anymore. But
asthma gang, rise up.
If a guy shows up and a half hour late to a meeting, we got a problem, and there's no like any sort of repercussions, then a bad culture starts. And McDaniel,
I'm burning it all down right now, Matty.
Jim, who do you want to see as the next coach? The next Dolphins coach?
It's not even just the coach. I want to get rid of like the GM.
Well, they're going to clean house.
Get rid of Greer. Get rid of fucking McDaniel.
They got to just. They're a team that has to start over. Like the NFL. Yeah.
The only parts I want to keep are the running backs and Waddle.
Sure, and they got to start over. I mean, I think Tyreek Hill isn't going to be happy. Mika Fitzpatrick.
Get out of there.
Well, they're already investigating into his domestic assault charges.
Well, in the NFL, that doesn't mean shit if you have talent.
They're investigating.
So they should trade him right away, get him out of there, get a couple draft picks. I mean, the Chiefs have done fine without Tyreek Hill. They got to clean house. It's a bad situation. I think McDaniel will make a good OC somewhere. And if he ever gets another head coaching job, I like him. But he's got to realize, like, you can't be these guys' friends, and you can't treat them kind. You got to be a hard ass. And every coach who wins is tough. Like I'll use like Jim Harbaugh. I don't think Jim Harbaugh is like yells at guys. I don't think he screams at guys. But everybody knows that if you don't show up, he's gonna treat you like men. But if you don't act like one, things will happen.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody is in line because they're like, okay, he's not gonna yell at us, but he's also expects us to follow the rules and be on time and give 110%.
Speaking of Jim, how we feel
Sorry,
about the
before
Chargers? I
we
thought
go
they
on, I will
looked tough.
say,
What's that?
I was going to say before we go on, I will say, it is nice to be like already done with the season after week 1. Like,
Well,
you're
you
not
don't
happy
know
there
yet.
about
Just
the Chargers.
have
It's
fun
kinda nice.
now. You don't
It's
even
kinda
have
nice
to
not to
watch a
have to worry.
game on Sunday now. You
I
can go
know.
fuck off and do whatever you want. There's no pressure anymore. It's a freedom right there. All right, we were talking about Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. I know it was just one game, but I felt like that was just kind of a good step to actually.
I was
beat the
impressed
Chiefs
with
and finish the
Quentin
game
Johnson, who has been bad for 2 years. I was impressed with Herbert. I was impressed with their D.
That line, Joe Alt, just a wall.
And Kansas City looked a little like, I'm not going to say they're done. I think they're going to have a good season. But they looked a little older. They look like they're kind of like they're still going to be high, but it's kind of like tapering off the dynasty.
Well, it doesn't help when you're like one of your best receivers gets knocked out of the game.
That was insane.
Was awesome.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce took responsibility.
Like, how many other receivers were they down before even the game?
I know. Rashee Rice and somebody else.
Like, I think the Chiefs will be fine, at least offensively. I think their defense is actually bad, though.
Yeah.
I think this is going to go back to, like, the Chiefs of, like, 4 years ago, where it was all offense, no defense.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to put a lot on Mahomes' shoulders. And they might be more entertaining to watch, which will be cool.
Yeah, he's going to need some more weapons.
Also, following the Patriots, there's years where they've gone 2-2. They've gone 0-1. I remember one year the Chiefs just destroyed them on Thursday night, opening night. And everybody's like, the dynasty's done. They're over. This is over. They're 2-2. The game they lost to the Chiefs on Monday Night Football when they're off to Cincinnati, and then they're fine. So we're not really ready to,
Yeah. You're telling me if the Chiefs make the playoffs, you're not going to bet on them?
No, I mean, they're not. I'm saying they're not done yet. It's like overreaction Friday because the game was on Friday.
Be fine. I think the Chargers are good, but I'm still I think the Chargers are a really good team, but I'm still just you got to wait. You got to see it in the playoffs before I crown.
Yes.
In the Chargers.
It was an interesting Sunday because I was higher on the Broncos. They were a little off. I thought Bo Nix had a bad game. It's funny. My brother-in-law went to North Carolina this weekend, and he came back Tuesday. And I said to him, "Did you watch the Bills-Ravens game?" And he's like, "Yeah, Ravens won." I'm like, "What?" He turned it off. He hadn't even looked at the news in the last. On Tuesday he thought the Ravens won. By the way, I had a buddy that put $100 on it when it was 18-1, and he hit it.
Attaboy.
Little nice $1,800.
Wow.
Yeah.
How nice. Yeah, that was great. I was at a party and we all sat down to watch that game as it was picked up.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Did you turn it off early or not?
What's that?
Did you turn it off early?
No, we just had it on in the background.
Yeah, and then it got exciting, right?
And then we're like, oh, that's picking up, and
that field goal. I was looking at the holder, and there's like 2 seconds left, and he wasn't looking at he was looking at the kicker, and I was like, oh my god, are they gonna fuck this up? It got a little dicey the last few seconds.
It almost got blocked too.
I know it almost got blocked, but Josh Allen was, I was mad at McDermott because I'm not a McDermott guy. I'm like, they're going to waste this Josh Allen window. Like, it would be an atrocity and tragedy if he doesn't get to the Super Bowl with his talent. I mean, he's doing, we see how hard it is to be the quarterback. Like, you see Caleb Williams struggle with all the talent. And you see these guys that like great college players, Drake May, struggle. And to see Josh Allen not be able, with what he's done and how he's improved every year and gotten better and better. I mean, I don't know what to think about McDermott because he's a defensive coach and their defense is Swiss cheese.
It's bad.
I mean, they obviously they toughened up at the end and they got the crazy fumble, which is like wild play.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't give up 40 points. I know I love Lamar. I love Derrick Henry. I love Zay Flowers, but you just can't give up 40 points at home in week 1.
Not good.
No.
Also not good. The Lions this week.
You know, I was cursing at the TV because
God.
their new OC, John Morton. Oh, he kept running the ball on set. It was like they went from the most exciting offense with the most innovative play calling to the most vanilla, boring play calling I've ever seen. I can't tell you how many 2nd and 8 they ran the ball into the line for like a yard or 2.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I mean, even
I also liked it last year. They wouldn't put Gibbs in until like the 2nd quarter, which was smart.
You just wait till Mike McDaniel's the OC next year, and then
like they would kind of bring in Montgomery the pound the first quarter, and then you switch it up with Gibbs, and like now they're starting Gibbs. I mean, obviously Gibbs is a much more talented player, but Ben Johnson knew he's more effective when he doesn't play the first quarter. And those are just little nuances that is like, okay, now it's just such a vanilla offense. And it just shows what coordinators can do.
Yeah. We'll see. Game 1.
And Micah Parsons was nasty.
Yeah.
I did see the stat that like Jared Goff, when it's not Sean McVay or Ben Johnson calling plays, has like 3 or 4 wins to his belt.
Yeah,
I believe it. Yeah, that's funny. You need just a genius behind you to.
I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be 500. I don't think they'll be back to where they once were.
Only 500. Wow. Okay.
It just shows. I don't know what to think. You know,
Yeah,
it was night and day. I mean, Aaron Glenn was very good too.
Yeah, no, he's great.
And I was impressed by the Jets this week. It took 2 60-yard field goals for them to lose.
You think Aaron Rodgers is back? 4 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Dude, he had some vintage Rodgers throws too.
Yeah. I mean, their defense looked pretty Swiss cheese too, which was surprising. I mean, that was a game everybody saw was going to go like 12-9 or something, and it was a very high score. It was a great, entertaining game for sure.
Yeah, if you told me like that would be one game. Like, I just have hated the Steelers' offenses for a long time. Like,
well,
I find the Steelers very boring, and the Jets similar. And this game ended up being really good, though. So
yeah,
very exciting. All right, Maddie. Anything else you want to hit on this week before we move on to college?
Let me just look through some of the teams and games. I guess.
When did the Giants start Dart?
I think week 4.
Okay.
You don't have to rush them. I will say this. I like the Jaguars. I like what they did. And it is just really fitting that some of these snake-bitten teams are still snake-bitten. Like the Jets and the Browns both could have won easily, and they somehow found ways to lose. And the Bears, too. It's like those franchises are always kind of like these snake-bitten, like, you know, the fans are just like, we have no luck, blah, blah, blah. We always suck. We always find ways to lose. And it was just very weird that all those teams found ways to lose. The Jets from a kicker on the other team, and the Browns from their own kicker.
Bad look for my boys, Matty, with that kicker for the Browns.
Oh, he is bad.
He's from the Battlehawks from like a couple years ago.
Oh,
yeah, UFL, of course. UFL garbage.
He's
Jake Bates, though.
I was gonna say 2 of the best kickers in the NFL are from the UFL.
Yeah, you are great about
Jake
that.
Bates and Brandon Aubrey, baby.
Yeah.
Jake Bates. All right, college Jimbo. What do you have to say about this weekend here?
About last week, the weekend.
Or this last weekend, yeah.
Oh my God, Maddie! I can't believe you're coming into this weekend thinking it was going to be boring. This was one of the more exciting weekends we've had.
You've been waiting to rub that into me all week.
Yes, I have. I think USF should be number one team in the country. Personally,
two top 25 wins.
No other team in the country's got that.
Well, they should be in the top 25.
They should be right now. I don't understand the argument for them not being at least top 10.
I don't understand Florida, where everybody's like, okay, they're back. The coach got a second life. He's back. And then they just fucking laid an egg. But I think South Florida is better than most people will give them credit,
They're easily first place right now for the G5 representation.
Who's coaching them now? Do we know?
Alex Golish.
Yeah.
Where was he before? I know that name from somewhere. Or maybe I'm thinking of Al Golden.
Yeah. I think it was in an SEC school. Forget where.
Was the OC or DC?
DC.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, I heard him being interviewed during the Boise game, and he seems very together, knowledgeable, and they're building a good program there.
And then this week they got Miami, so.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be tough.
Luke, I'm sorry for your boy.
I never trust Miami anymore.
Never. I'm sorry for your boys. They couldn't get it done against Oklahoma. That's a good Oklahoma defense.
It was pretty good. John Mateer was he's awesome. He just did whatever it took to win. Like my buddies and I, we have a chat thread during the game, and we were just like, I went to leave my house, but John Mateer wouldn't let me. Like it was just almost like Chuck Norris type jokes for John Mateer.
We watched the game together, and it was frustrating because I just Michigan. I don't know.
It felt to me like they were trying to run the same offense that they had last year, just with a better.
Know.
They're in an identity crisis right now.
Yeah,
they don't know. Chip Lindsey is more of a pass guy, so they're trying to do that for Bryce Underwood. But then they have their staple has been the power run game for a while. So
and I do think a lot of their pass catchers aren't that great.
Yes, that's true too. We don't have great wide receivers.
Well, I want to see Underwood run more. I want to see him get out of the pocket and use his legs and make plays.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're running the ball. They're being very careful. They're handling it with kid gloves. And it's like if you're going to play him, just give him a shot to let him cook, I mean. Yeah.
I was going to ask, Luke, how are we feeling about Sharon Moore?
Well, I don't know. That's last season was a gimme season. No quarterback. We had just won the national championship. Jim left. We're like, who gives a shit,
Yeah. It also helps that you beat Ohio State.
What's that?
It also helps beating Ohio State.
Yes, that was a highlight. So that, we're like, okay, you did that when you had not a great but they had talent on that team. They don't have as much talent, but we now have Bryce Underwood. I would say I will give him Sharon's. He's got to win at least 8 or 9 games this year.
I think they'll give him next year.
They will give him next year more than likely, unless this team really starts to nosedive.
Yeah, but he'll be on the hot seat next year if it goes bad.
I was just saying because, for this year in particular, his buyout's pretty small.
Yeah, he was a new head coach. Yeah.
We're not.
I'm just saying, if we're looking at coaches, obviously, Napier's on the hot seat. You got to say Gundy's probably not coming back again after this year.
Right.
Well, Gundy's a different story because he's been there a long time. It just might be ready for new energy, but he can look back and be like, I did a lot here. I did a lot for this program. It was a good program when I was here. It overachieved when I was here.
Up until the end, it was a really good program.
Yeah.
What's that?
Up until the end, it was a good program.
Yeah, Sharon Moore it's hard to replace a legend. It's hard to replace a championship coach, but you're also giving one of the best teams with a lot of resources, and you got to win fast.
Yeah,
it's a tough job.
I'll give him again. You just want to see improvement, it's like it's not always about winning. It's just like how are you losing if you're
Exactly.
losing? Are
Like
you
it was, yeah.
is it
What do you
dumb
think about?
shit? Is it people not paying attention, or is it just a talent deficit
Well,
sometimes
it just
too?
seemed like a very uninspired game they played, where it just didn't seem like they were in sync to play their best game or to get the maximum out of their roster. And then when you see guys fighting on the sideline, that doesn't look good. But I want to give him another year,
Yeah,
and then because you're dealing with an 18-year-old quarterback too. I mean, he just turned 18. I heard
right.
a couple weeks ago. He's very young. You're giving the keys to the car, so like, give it a chance to work.
Oh, maybe
I'm
we get
I'm
Mike McDaniel.
I'm in agreement. I think like as long as he doesn't bottom out,
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
think
you just have to see some positives. You just that's all I ask. Again, we're not at that Ohio State machine level yet, where it's just almost they've basically been plug and play since
yes.
2000. When Jim Tressel took over, and then right into Urban Meyer, right into Ryan Day.
But you
Just
didn't know. Nobody knew if Ryan Day was going to have it.
no. By the way, did you guys see that picture? Ryan Day has nipple rings.
yeah, it was Photoshop, but
Is that
I
real?
choose to believe it was real.
Yeah.
It
It
I
looked
was the
good.
think
other guy
this
was
makes
Chris
sense.
Cuomo.
I think he gets off on losing to
He could
Michigan.
be a nipple ring guy. Like he definitely could be a nipple.
Remember when
Cuomo.
Cuomo in New York
Yeah.
had those nipple
Yeah.
rings?
Mm-hmm.
Just
I was a
legend.
Cuomo sexual.
Cuomo sexual, baby.
Yeah.
What, Jim? Do you have proof that that was Photoshop? Do we know for sure?
Yeah,
We don't
someone
know.
someone did some analysis on it on Twitter.
I
Yeah.
like that somebody took time out of their day to analyze that
I mean, all he
professionally.
has to do is in a press conference lift his shirt up, and we'll see the proof. It's that simple.
Yeah,
So
actually, people on the Michigan sub were giving him credit. Like that actually hurts,
Yeah.
man.
it'd be
Yeah.
sick if it was real. I would
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, I would love it too. I'm
Do
actually
you guys have
shocked. I
any
feel
like?
like Ryan Day could make the transition to NFL too. So,
I think
I
so.
think
I think
potentially.
and I'd
he's
be
one of those
surprised if
guys
he
that,
didn't try to make a move, especially maybe if they win another one in the next year
yeah.
or two. Um,
I
You
mean,
guys
look,
have
I
any
like
like?
Liam Cohen a lot. I think Liam Cohen is going to do a very good job in Jacksonville. There's guys that you don't assume will be good coaches, and then they are. And I think Ryan Day, you know, he's kind of growing on me as
yeah,
far
no,
because
he's
you win,
he,
you got to win,
yeah.
and the pressure. What I see is like at Ohio State, a 2-loss season is like grounds for firing, and that pressure is insane.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So to keep it going, it's hard. It's not easy. I mean, look at Sharon Moore. I don't know if Sharon Moore's a good coach, but he's having trouble keeping it going.
Oh yeah. No, it's hard, and you have to have that recruiting. They've always dialed in the recruiting there. It
Mm-hmm.
just is a reality, even though like Harbaugh was one of the rare coaches that won without like one of these like insane recruiting classes,
Yeah.
Um, and he got like 3 4 round, even last year we had like 3 4 first round
Well, he
draft
also
picks
had
and
a
stuff.
very good quarterback who really sacrificed himself to,
Yeah.
run the ball, round and pound, let the defense, take care of their side. And, you know, that helps a lot too.
Jim, what other takeaways from this weekend, and where we had some exciting games, but also, of course, a lot of lopsided victories as
A
well.
couple things. I think Clemson is actually in trouble. They
Yeah.
Yes.
fell to
I think they
Troy.
lose this week.
You think they lose this week?
Yeah.
I
That
think it'll
might
be a
be,
really close game.
they're
I
three and
don't,
a half point favorites on the road.
well, we don't know the status of Georgia Tech's court. Like Haynes King might
Oh,
still
if
be
King's
banged up.
hurt, then they're fucked.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. Haynes King didn't play last week,
Yeah.
so like he's still probably a little banged up. He might play, but he'll be banged up. Um, LSU, I think, is pretty darn good. I do worry about their offensive line quite a bit. Hal is still mwah. The quarterback is beautiful. there were so many damn blowouts, like Ohio State, USC. USC looks. I mean, USC hasn't played anybody, but that offense looks so good. Oregon, just killing them.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon looks like a Death Star right now. Texas, I'm worried about. So Texas, I'm worried about. Clemson, I'm worried about. Alabama, I don't know.
They got Wisconsin this week. I think that's going to be a fun
That's
game.
going to be a
I
way
think
more
it'll be
telling
closer
game.
than the 21-point spread it is.
I don't know, man. I'm worried about Wisconsin. They've looked not great these first
And that's Luke Fickell, right?
Luke Fickell's got to. I mean, this is the year he's got to kind of do something.
Yeah, it's a bad start
You
for
know,
him.
year 3 is when is it?
Yeah.
It's year 3, right, for him?
I think 2.
Oh, 2 maybe.
No, I think it's 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure he got hired around the same time Matt Rule did in Nebraska.
Okay.
Well, he coached Cincinnati. Luke and I watched Cincinnati lose to Georgia. No, they didn't lose to Georgia. Who did they lose to? Who did Georgia play in the championship game?
What,
Not
TCU.
Not TCU.
No, that year they would have played Clemson, right? Or
no.
Who did they play?
Who did Cincinnati lose to? Was it Alabama?
I think Cincinnati lost to Alabama.
Yes. So that year was 3 years ago, I believe. 2022 into 23.
Okay.
Well, that would have been
3.
Sorry, that would have been TCU. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, Iowa's offense is Iowa's offense.
Because Georgia beat Michigan that year. Georgia killed Michigan. And then who did Georgia play?
I don't
think they played Bama.
But this is a Luke Fickell tie-in? Is this what you're...
Hold on. This is killing me. I got to look this up.
The Iowa offense is still disgusting.
Yes.
It will never be good. It's something in the corner over there.
You remember 2018, 2019, they were decent.
Yeah, I mean, they've had good teams, but I mean, dude, how old's
even
Kirk Ferentz
they had
now?
decent quarterback play with Ricky. They had decent quarterback play. I don't know what it is.
He let his son take over, and they've never recovered.
And also, West Virginia losing to Ohio. Ouch.
Oh, did they? Oh God, I did.
Yeah, they went to Ohio and lost. It's I mean, Ohio's I think Ohio's probably the best team in the MAC. Their quarterback is super good, but ouch.
I think Rich Rod's just getting his one last check here, and
I don't know. I think he could make something happen.
We'll see. I mean,
I'm confused.
He had such an advantage because he was such an early adapter of the spread.
Oh, and then
sorry guys,
make the border war a thing forever. Kansas and Missouri should play every year. That game was so fun.
All right. Anything else to look for in this next week?
Backyard brawl. Pitt, West Virginia is going to be electric.
Yes.
Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Notre Dame had a bye week last week, so we actually get another data point for Notre Dame, which will be super fun.
Uh-huh.
Like we said, USF, Miami. See if USF could do the Florida team sweep. I don't think they play FSU this season, but still. What other matchups? I think Cal, Minnesota should be a really fun one. The Cal quarterback is someone to watch out for. South Carolina, Vanderbilt. Come on. Tell me you're not excited for Diego Pavia versus Lenore Sellers.
How could one not be?
That game's awesome. Florida LSU is always some crazy bullshit too.
Wait, didn't Pavia have to sue his way back into?
Yeah, he sued his way back in for this season.
Eligibility.
Speaking of eligibility, weirdness, I was looking up some FCS stuff. I think it might be FCS or maybe even a D2. I don't remember the college, but our buddy Cade McNamara is still playing.
Wait, what? He is?
Yeah, he's on some small FCS team, I think.
How could he not eat? Was he just that bad at Iowa? East Tennessee State Buccaneers.
Boom.
What?
Yeah.
That's the one Tennessee just thumped too, I think.
Yes, I believe so.
What do you think
Oh,
this
they
was
played Georgia.
for?
That's a great game. That's the game of the weekend.
Do you think he's like trying to make the league or just maybe getting a little more coin before he
I don't
goes
even
and
know
works
what
at a car
FBS like. What
dealership?
can an FBS even play? Like, what could they pay?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the love of the game at this point.
I think just love the game.
I hope he made some coin. I love Cade. He really helped Michigan culture turn
I was gonna
around.
say he was like one of the guys to like really like bring it.
Oh, he was. Like, we'll always love him because he just didn't give a shit. He was, limited skill set, but for what he had a lot
I
of
thought he
heart.
would work in Iowa.
Yeah. All right, we got some non-football stuff to talk
Oh wow.
about. So apparently, it's come out that Kawhi Leonard, they demanded another no-show job from the Raptors when he was a free agent, leaving there.
That's amazing.
Demanded a no-show job.
What does that mean?
That means like what he's being investigated for now.
Oh.
Basically, it's salary cap circumvention, where
Uh-huh.
they just sort of set up a deal. They go, okay, yeah, there's lots of companies in Toronto that want to sponsor you, and they're like, no, we don't want to do anything. That's what you're not getting here.
We just want the money.
The funny thing was this one with the what's happened with the Clippers with them. It's like they're like it was a tree planting company. Literally, all he
Yeah.
had to do was go out for a couple hours and take pictures of him standing next to a fucking tree, and just 2 hours, out of an afternoon, and he
You know what
could
this
not
sounds
even
like?
be fucking bothered to do this.
You know
I
what it
want him
sounds
kicked
like?
out of the league. I'm
This
done.
sounds like Reservoir Dogs when Michael Madsen gets out of jail and they're like, "We're gonna have to get a job for
It's
Seymour
never like that.
Scagnetti." And he goes, "You know, I'm gonna do shit. You just show up with a time card, blah
Yeah.
blah blah, punch you in." Seymour, he calls. He went up to Tustin to do a delivery. He's there. You just missed him. They couldn't even pull that off.
No, they
They
couldn't.
needed nice guy Eddie.
Someone made it was kind of funny too, because someone made a point, Steve Ballmer, billionaire,
Yeah.
and like, all these billionaire owners, Matt Ishiba from the fucking Phoenix and stuff. And they're like, all these guys get praised and all they do is fucking manipulate the system. And then they just flounder when they're in a system where it's based on actual meritocracy. So I thought that was kind of a funny point.
That is pretty good.
So I don't know. This Kawhi thing it's making me mad now. I'm mad.
Yeah, get him out of there.
Well, it's just the flaunting of it, It's like, dude, you already get paid so much, and then you get all your legit endorsements too. And that's not enough. You got to get like another whatever tens of millions for this shit.
Never
Fuck
enough. It makes you wonder how
off.
many other players are getting no-show jobs.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, even Charlie Kirk shows up for a speech,
Whoa. Too soon.
Topical. Topical.
The Hornets. The Hornets used to host Terry Rozier on their team, right? Terry Rozier now
Scary
plays
Terry.
for Miami. Terry Rozier also being investigated for sports betting scandal.
Yeah.
Hey.
And so the Hornets were slated and posted on their website that they were going to have a sports betting night on the night the Heat came and played
That's
Charlotte.
funny.
Okay, I love that.
This
I
is
do
the
love
hard
that.
part about sports betting because it's like they realize to grow the sport, you have to encourage it. But then when you grow it, you're going to have problems with players. You see more and more players doing shady shit. And it's like, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen in the future? Is our sports going to go away from it again? It's like they've embraced it, but then they don't. But then it's like if you embrace it, you're going to have more situations where players are going to do this. And that's something they got to figure out. Because it sucks.
Advertising. They got to fix the advertising.
So
too.
there had been a report like he was sort of out of the woods on this, but now since then
He's back
it's like
in.
back in investigation. And Malik Beasley's is also ramping up too. The NBA officially announced that he's under investigation for same shit. So it was funny because Michael Porter Jr. was talking about it on a podcast. He's like, look, you can make your buddies a lot of money if you just like miss a few shots or something, you know? But these guys are like getting into gambling trouble with the people they're doing it for. That's another thing too. So it's not just an altruistic, oh, get my buddies rich.
It's not worth fucking up an NBA contract.
No, God, jeez. I mean, you make even bench warmers make 10 million a year now. You know.
Well,
like,
these guys don't do good stuff with their money, and they get in trouble. I don't know. I don't know what happens.
You know,
and I it's crazy. You know, I just
Jim worked 13 hours today.
I know. I don't know why these guys do it. I don't know why they take the chance, because the Porter kid, like, his whole life is ruined. He'll never play in the NBA ever again. He probably had 4 more seasons to get a couple mil each year, and
I'll go play in China. It'll be fine.
yeah. Well, it sucks. It's like, I love gambling, and I'm not a player, so I hope people it's still part of like what we talk about and whatnot, but it is a double-edged sword with these teams, because they, you know, obviously it's so strict for what the players can do, but when it's out there, the players feel like, well, why can't I do this? Like an NFL guys, like, why can't I have a fantasy team? Why can't I play DraftKings? And like, what's his face? He's on the Titans wide receiver. I mean, he got suspended for a year when he was hurt for playing DraftKings. And I thought that was a little crazy. Now, if you're betting on yourself, that's a whole other problem. You shouldn't.
They should be able to bet on other sports.
They should be. I mean, every baseball team has a fantasy football draft. Every baseball team, I'm sure, has a football pool. I mean, basketball, without hockey, I'm sure they have drafts for other sports. It's just like, can you figure out, like, for the time you're playing, you just cannot bet on your sport. It's hard, but people can't help themselves.
Yeah, it's funny how people just can't follow the most simplest fucking rules. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's insane. Jim worked 13 hours today.
You feeling all right, Jimbo?
I'm feeling good.
Looking good.
You've been watching those Matt Be Great videos?
I watched, yes, Matty, I have.
He's good.
One final thing I want to talk about first is so reporters were asking Adam Silver, you know, the cost to stream games and get all these streaming services is high.
Yes.
And, you know, very high.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's just like, well, there's a lot of content, you know, fans can get for free and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people are commenting that even like the WWE is now just charging as much
on
as
Netflix
possible.
Yeah.
And so the thing is like, is this sustainable? Like,
for the NFL, yes.
They also said about Vince McMahon is that he priced it so families could enter, because if families went, they would get emotionally invested.
The NFL can do it. The NFL is so massive that people will sign up to Peacock. They'll sign up.
How far do you think the NFL can push it?
Look, they're having games all over the world. Do you think these guys in the middle of the season want to fly to Germany or Spain?
No, I'm not like, they don't care about the players, but like, how far do you think they can push the fan?
As long as they're look, that was what I wanted to talk about.
How much would they have to charge? How much would you have to spend for an NFL season to like do now?
I don't know, but I forgot to mention this. I have to, because I was thinking I was going to talk about this on the podcast, but because of all the action. So Friday night, I wanted to watch the Chiefs and the Chargers. I try to watch every NFL game. There's 40 different versions. And there's like, watch with this influencer. Watch with this influencer. Then they have that dumb fake Chargers fan and then a dumb fake Chiefs fan. They should have got the guy that was in jail. because at least I know he's a real fan. The
Chiefaholic?
yeah, Chiefaholic. And they're like, I'm Mr. Beast. And if the Chargers lose, she's going to jump through this thing. And if the Chiefs lose, he's going to. And I'm like, show me the fucking game. Just give me the fucking game. I don't need to see these stupid fucking influencers. And I'm like, there's 40 different channels where you can watch these influencers. There's all different influencers. I'm like, what are you doing? Show us the fucking game.
They should let us do it.
They should have had a sports hole stream.
Well, they figured they were like, hey, how can we it's our chance to bring the NFL to people. What if we get like Mr. Beast and you can watch the game with Mr. Beast? And, if the Charger fan, the Chiefs score a touchdown, the Charger fan has to eat spiders. I mean, I don't care. I watch football. I'm sorry. Bad job, YouTube. You don't need to bring in influencers.
I would have liked to see her eat spiders.
Well, I don't even buy that she's a real fan. It's so silly. Like if somebody,
if they combined porn with it, if Jim was
a diehard, Jim's a diehard Nebraska fan. They're playing Ohio State. Both teams are undefeated, and they're like,
an interception.
Hey, Jim.
There's anal.
They go, hey Jim, you want to be on this video where if the Nebraska loses, you got to do something stupid. Maybe Jim would do it, but I would I think
has done things like this before.
I think Jim would be like, you know what? This is a big game. I want to watch the fucking game.
Well, I still get to watch the game, right?
I guess, but on top of stupidity, we don't need that. I don't need to see somebody fall and off a diving board if their team loses. That's stupid.
Daddy, this is for the Gen Z and the Gen Alphas out there.
Pass.
Show me the I will say game. This about that. All it takes is one generation to go, fuck you,
Exactly.
And then down the road, you're going to be fucked.
But the streaming services is so frustrating because it's great for them because they're not buying. You're not buying to watch the game. They're making you buy to watch their products. It's like a lot of times when the NFL, they get the contract, it's not necessarily about the games. It's about advertising your other TV programs. That's why the NFL is so valuable, even more than what they're paying for. It's it's free advertising to your best programs. And that's what these streaming services are doing. It's just they just fuck the fans so much and they don't care. And it's we're paying enough. But as long as we'll take it, they'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. This is why I'm all for. This is what's funny is they do all this shit, right? Then they make you pay for their fucking arena.
Yeah.
Jim worked 13 hours today.
Yes, sir.
Fuck paying for the arenas.
Right. I forgot somebody actually is paying for a new arena themselves. I forgot which team was doing this. But I read it earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And I applaud whoever that was because fuck. This is why I hate because it's sports bends you. This is like a bad girlfriend, She woos you in, love bombs you, and now she's just gonna dig in and take whatever she can get. And you're in love. You can't walk away. You'll do whatever it takes to keep her. And that's what the NFL, this is what all these sports teams act like.
College football is the same fucking way, too.
College football is getting there. Yes, they've already kind of disrupted everything with all the commercials. It didn't used to be like that.
Well, just that, ruining regionality. There's so many different things. Like NFL, college football, they're just going to keep trying to push and push and push. Well, I feel like eventually you're going to find a breaking point. People are just going to start tuning out.
They will.
The breaking point isn't yet, and it's a game of chicken where they're basically saying we'll slow it down as soon as you stop consuming, but we're not ready to stop consuming because we love the NFL so much. And last year, Netflix with their football coverage on Christmas was horrible. It was lagging. It was slow. I mean, it was off. I mean, I thought YouTube did a horrible job where you couldn't even find the game. You had to cipher through 6 different channels.
Well, you had YouTube TV, right, Maddie?
I do, but like
You
I
could have
put it
still
on
been
and I'm
watching
like,
on that.
why is the game in this little box? And I'm looking at some guy I don't know, and then I go to another channel, I see another guy, and then I go to another one, and then I'm like watching where it's like, we're gonna like have these two people, if the Chiefs win, this is gonna happen at the chart, and I'm like, no, I just want to watch the game. I don't even need good announcers.
I like how Maddie's the only one complaining about options here. Like they gave you
But
options.
I want one option. I just want the fucking game.
All right, guys. Anything to add before we cut out of here this week?
To tie it back into the first thing we talked about, did you guys see that Caleb Williams, for his nails this last week, he went to the same nail tech as Angel Reese?
Oh.
Wait, say that again?
Really?
Yeah, Caleb Williams went to the same nail tech as Angel Reese.
Is he putting like diamonds or something in his nails?
He was getting, it was actually for some good cause. He got him painted for, I forget what exactly it was, but it was to raise awareness for something.
For shitty quarterback play?
Yeah. Maybe. But yeah, he went to the same nail tech as Angel Reese.
Yeah, I remember I saw him in person. He was wearing a Sesame Street shirt, which sounds cool when you're like on top, but doesn't sound cool when you're sucking.
There's a great line.
Thing, like when the Bengals are really, really if the Bengals are really, really bad, Joe Burrow's looks coming into the stadium kind of start to.
I'll tell you this: there's a great line in Bull Durham where Kevin Costner says to the young pitcher, he goes, "You got fungus in your shower shoes." He goes, "If you're winning 20 games in the show, you can have fungus on your shower shoes. Until then, you're a slob." And that's what I say to these guys. Like, you can be all the colorful things you want to be, but you got to win, because then people start, whether right or wrong. I'm all for Caleb Williams, whatever he wants to be, whatever he wants to do. He can be any. I'm all for expression, but people will start calling you on it if you're not winning. And whether it's right or wrong, it's just how it goes. But if you're winning, you're like, everything is good. People will encourage it if you're winning. So if you're going to be different, you better win.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember watching, there was some press conference, it was like, I think maybe in the Fitz Magic era, when he'd wear those big gold chains, and someone's
they loved it.
They were like, what was he going to wear if they lost?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun when you win, and it's colorful, and it's awesome.
Oh.
And I root for Caleb. I want him to do well. But again, people bring that shit up when you lose, right or wrong. It's just the way sports is and the way we look at our athletes. So, like in the movie, if you win 20 games in the show, you can have fungus on your shower shoes. Until then, you're a slob.
All right. And with that, we're out of here.
I'll give you my pick. You want my pick?
Oh, wait. Wow, I forgot about our picks.
The big titty lock. I'm going Aaron Rodgers at home, -3. I think the Seahawks are in trouble. I think they're not going to be a great team this year. I like the Steelers, how they're going to start out. You got Metcalf. He's going to want to show up his old team. I like the Steelers at home to win more by 3. I'm 0-1. Hopefully I'll bounce back because my picks sucked last week.
The no culture lock of the week is Georgia -4, I think, versus Tennessee.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that
here
one.
first.
Kirby Smart, by the way, 8-0 against Tennessee. That is Georgia.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week for another exciting edition of the Sports Hole.